Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jeremy here at ExtremeWeatherTracker.com, updating your tropical weather at 2:50 p.m. on August 22nd, 2012. As you can see in the Atlantic Basin, we have tropical storm Isaac here, located just to the east of the Lesser Antilles, and we also have tropical depression 12. Even farther to the east in the central Atlantic. I want to talk about Tropical Storm Isaac. The hurricane hunters are currently investigating this system, and it seems to be getting a little bit better organized, although I do think the center is possibly reforming a little bit farther south. Let's turn on the tropical forecast points, and you can see where the National Hurricane Center has it initialized here, and the National Hurricane Center's track basically takes it south of Puerto Rico, basically makes landfall on the Dominican Republic and Haiti here, and then crosses eastern Cuba on its way to the southern tip of Florida. Now, most of the models have been in fairly good agreement with this scenario over the past couple of days, with the exception of the usually reliable European model, which keeps it further south, a bit weaker, basically takes it near Jamaica and across the western tip of Cuba and into the central Gulf. And I can't say that I don't really agree with this idea. I believe some of the models are a little bit too far east with this. I believe it will stay a little bit further south due to its large size. I believe it'll have a little bit more of a problem consolidating and strengthening due to its large size here, and the fact that it will interact with these land masses, and some of these land masses do have high terrain on them. So I believe a little bit further south in the track is probably a little more likely at this point. Something we'll have to see. If we look at the model tracks, you can see initialized here just to the east of the Lesser Antilles, and the model envelope is in fairly good agreement here, taking it across the Dominican Republic and Haiti, and then toward the western coast of Florida, possibly toward the Florida Panhandle. The European is not on this map. They don't allow their graphics to be posted in with the hurricane models, but I will show you what the Europeans' idea is for Tropical Storm Isaac. And we can see here, you can see the actually a hurricane here in the central Gulf of Mexico. Basically started here just to east of the Lesser Antilles and brings it southward and across basically through the Yucatan Channel here, and brings a pretty powerful hurricane into the central Gulf of Mexico over the next 8 or 10 days. So this is something we're going to have to watch very closely here in the central Gulf of Mexico and Florida. Definitely don't let your guard down at all. If we go back to the satellite view and look at the close-up picture, this is the RGB loop. You can see the National Hurricane Center showing the center here, but actually looks like to me on the satellite view that the center is trying to reform somewhere in this area. So we'll see if the hurricane hunters, which are investigating the system, do indeed find a new center. And I actually wanted to show you that graphic today. That's something I don't normally do, but you can see this is the hurricane hunter. This is the Google Earth application that shows the hurricane hunters flying into the system. You can see coming in from the Lesser Antilles Islands, they made a pass through the center and actually headed to the northeast quadrant of the storm, where you can see the pink colors here showing the wind barbs of the most powerful winds of the storm, tropical storm force winds. And you can see the center, the vortex message actually showing up right here. They found the first fix here, 1,004 millibars, and you can see them making their way to the south to check out the southern side of the system. And I do believe that center is reforming a little bit to the south and west, so we'll see what happens with that over the next few days. If indeed they do find the center a little bit further south and west, then the track will probably greatly shift to the west somewhat. Even though the trough that's developing and heading to the eastern seaboard more than likely will pick this system up, the European is still insistent that it stay a little further to the south and actually miss the trough until it gets in the central Gulf of Mexico. So the European has performed not quite as well as the GFS so far, but I do believe the European over the past few years has performed better than any of the other models. So we'll see if the GFS wins this one, taking it across the islands here, interacting, coming into the western tip of Florida as possibly a Category 1 or Category 2 hurricane. Too much interaction with these land masses would probably mean a weaker system. If it can stay south of these land masses, probably a more strong, more compact system. So we'll have to see. But you guys in the Lesser Antilles here already experiencing tropical storm force conditions. Puerto Rico, tropical storm force conditions over the next few hours, and possibly even hurricane conditions, depending on if this system ramps up fairly quickly. But I do believe it'll continue to struggle for the next 36 hours or so before it makes its way to hurricane status. So we'll have to see if that ends up happening. Dominican Republic and Haiti definitely going to be on the lookout for this. There's still 400,000 people living under tarps here in Haiti, so this could be devastating for them if this system ramps up and comes close enough to really impact their area. And the last thing I want to talk about is Tropical Depression 10 located out here. You can see good cyclonic turning associated with it, but looks like for the time being the forecast will take it off to the north and west, possibly recurving it near Bermuda over the next few days. So we'll have to watch this system closely to see if the models change their mind and take it on a more westerly track. But for now, looks like this will become a tropical storm over the next few days as it moves on off to the west and northwest. But for now, the big story is going to be Isaac. I do believe at this point that an impact on the United States is inevitable. Some of the models are still hinting, some of the less reliable models still hinting at a recurve here and an impact on the eastern seaboard. At this point, my idea is it's going to be either Florida or to the west of there just a bit. I don't believe this will get far enough to impact Texas, maybe central Louisiana, but I believe from central Louisiana all the way to the eastern seaboard, you guys need to pay attention to this very carefully, as most of the models are indicating that this is going to be a very powerful storm, especially if it can stay far enough south to avoid interaction with land. And the waters in this area are very, very warm, and this thing could rapidly intensify. So we need to keep a very close eye on it. For now, the Lesser Antilles, the Greater Antilles, which are Puerto Rico, Haiti, the Dominican Republic, and Cuba, will be the first to be affected, and then Florida will start feeling the conditions thereafter, and then we will see where it goes. My confidence on a 5-day forecast is very low at this point. Seeing the spread between the reliable European model and the reliable GFS model, I'm very skeptical about the 5-day track, but it looks like the 3-day track is pretty solid, definitely impacting these areas over the next few days. So you guys stay tuned, and I'll keep posting, and we'll see what happens with Tropical Storm Isaac. You guys be careful and have a great day. See you again soon.